Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of Two Guys with Four Eyes, the podcast that takes you back in time to discuss the movies of yesteryear. I'm Robert Hoster, and with me always is Benjamin P. Palmer.
Well, it's E, but P works.
I don't even know what your middle name is. Is it Edward?
What? No,
Earl.
it's Eric.
Eric.
Eric with a C, man.
Bep.
I'm not one of those K Erics. Fuck them.
K. What? There's no K Erics. They don't exist anymore. Not since.
They all got
Not
murdered.
Yeah, in the great Viking wars of, when the Vikings existed.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Hang on to the edge of your seat as we take a shot of adrenaline with a side order of cheese as we run down 2006's Crank. I forgot the name.
This is that Chinese shit. We're back, baby!
There we go. I wanted you to start it. I'm glad that you read my mind. Yes, we are back finally after
Holy shit, so long.
9 months.
Oh, that's it.
9 months we've been gone.
We could have had a child.
We did have a child then. You don't remember.
We have to go back.
little Robert Palmer. But no, we're back. The podcast money finally dried up. That
Yeah, I
we
know.
made last year after
So many vacations.
living a vacation is
Like,
what we do.
I can't believe the amount of support we had that we were able to not have to do work or anything for 9 months.
Well, it was nice because after the episode GoldenEye that we did last, episode 10, our big 10th episode,
Yep.
we were contacted by Nintendo 64
And Warner Brothers.
and Pierce Brosnan, and they took us on a tour of the world,
They did.
and we all competed for GoldenEye money.
Yep.
And
Thanks, Pierce.
thanks, Nintendo 64.
We know you listen.
He does listen.
Not just Nintendo.
Listens to our prayers.
Nintendo 64.
Because he's God.
Bomb God.
But we're going to talk about some new stuff.
We always do.
I think we do. That's what we used to do, right?
I can't even remember.
This page is turning. I want to mention that if you listen to us before and you notice that we sound a little bit better, that's good. And if we don't sound any better, then that's bad.
Fuck you.
So, okay.
We sound great now.
We do sound great. Thank you. You sound especially good. This is good talking
this
right
is
now.
real nice.
This is real good. Okay, so there's a couple things, a little bit of things I want to talk about that are going on as far as the news goes.
I'm ready.
And I'm not talking about the real news because, man, there is a lot of shit going on in that world. But we'll just keep.
Not even worried about
We'll just stay in our little
Our bubble.
Fallout shelter talking about Daniel Craig.
Yep.
Because Daniel Craig, he has said, he confirmed that he will be back for Bond 25.
You know why? Because he's the best Bond.
He is. There's a lot of Bond talk already.
Already.
This is strange. It's almost like a bonding experience we're having here. Is he the best? You think he's the best Bond?
Personally, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why?
Whoa. He's the fresh new Bond, man. I think we've talked about this.
The fresh new Bond. He's been Bond for like 13 years now.
Right, but he's fresh.
Do you think, though, it's easy to argue that the next Bond will be better?
No.
Easy to argue.
It's probably going to be a... can I say this? It's going to be a woman.
I don't think it's going to be a woman because they made that...
Jasmine Bond.
Ooh, she could just be Joni. Joni.
Yeah.
She could just be James. Jamie.
Yeah?
Jamie Bond.
Jamie Bond.
Now, I mean, I don't think they're going to go. I think maybe Doctor Who beat him to it now. Because now there's the female doctor.
Yep.
To have a female Bond, it's kind of like, what's the point?
Maybe it'll be a black Bond.
Maybe it'll be a black woman. Gay Bond. But here's the thing he said about why he'd be back for Bond 25, and this will be his last Bond. He said he wanted to, what?
He already said it was going to be his last Bond.
I feel like this is, this would be what, the fifth one?
Something like that, yeah.
Right? Because we had Casino, Quantum.
If you count Quantum, I don't.
I'm
so bad.
It was really bad. And then what? Then we had the good one, Skyfall.
Yeah.
And then
And then
Spectre. So
Spectre.
yeah, 5. And Spectre was really bad.
It had its moments.
I'm shaking my head, by the way.
You're giving me the hard no.
Yeah, no. But he said that he wants to go out on top.
What does that mean?
Or on a high note, I guess is what he said.
So he didn't look at Spectre as a high note?
No, I don't think anyone did. You know?
I think they were high when they were making it.
Probably. I mean, if he had stopped at the good one, Skyfall.
Skyfall.
That's a good one, right?
It's as you get some origin and
Skyfall's not even that good.
nah.
It's just the better of the rest.
And then you get like the Home Alone ending.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. But it had a really good villain.
yeah.
I think
did.
that's what really made Skyfall like the best of the Daniel Craig James Bonds is that it had a decent, terrifying villain in Harvey R. Bardem.
Let's move on from Bond.
Was it Harvey R. Bardem?
You said it. You're committed now.
I know. It could have been the other one. I don't know.
The other one.
The other one. Now, let's see. And a little more comic book themed stuff. It's funny. I have things in here about Gotham twice. Which I probably won't even talk about.
Do you even watch Gotham?
I don't watch Gotham. So I'm going to not talk about the Gotham thing, but I'm going to talk about the other Gotham thing.
All right.
That's not directly Gotham-y. The Gotham by Gaslight. Have you seen any of the, Disney, any of the DC animated films that they've made? Like Gotham Knight came
I did
out
see that.
like back in 2008.
That was the one where he fights like multiple villains.
Right. It was like
Dead
different
shots in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like different stories told by the kids.
Yeah,
They're all describing their take on what the Batman is, and like
Right.
each one is animated by a different person.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah. So those in general, like the DC animated films, I think are pretty good. Now, I can't say the same about the actual live action films. Wish I could.
Wish I could.
But really, I don't wish I could because I'm not really a DC guy.
What?
Oh!
Are you sure?
Bringing it back. But they're doing Gotham by Gaslight, which was from the late 80s, tale about Batman tracking Jack the Ripper in like the 19th century or whatever.
Right.
I forget who wrote it, some fella, but it was drawn by Mike Mignola, the guy who did Hellboy.
Right.
So, anyway, I guess I'm just bringing it up because it has to do with Hellboy. And Hellboy has to do with hero of the day, Ed Skrein.
Yeah.
How do you say his name?
Skyrim?
Skyrim?
Ed Skyrim.
Can we just call him Ed Sheeran? Sharon?
Let's please call him Ed Sheeran.
How do you say his name?
I say Sharon. Is it Sharon?
I don't know.
Fuck him.
Whatever.
Fuck him.
Fuck both those Eds. You know what?
You're gonna ruin Game of Thrones?
You're gonna...
You're gonna come on my show for 3.5 seconds?
I don't want to talk about this Ed guy anymore.
Fuck Ed.
Fuck
Alright,
Ed.
so anyway, this Ed,
Do you want...
who is from Deadpool, right?
Yeah, he is from Deadpool. So he was cast in the reboot of Hellboy,
Right.
but then he dropped out because
Because he's not Asian?
because he's not Asian. And
Well, he was getting backlash.
yeah, and so he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
But then, a lot of people have kind of like come to his side and be like, yeah, good job, man. Way to go.
He's the hero we deserve.
But like, I mean,
It is one less actor who's not going to whitewash it. Unless they just cast another white guy.
right?
Which they probably will.
They probably will. I mean,
Unless they cast Jin from Lost, who apparently is the only Asian guy in Hollywood.
it's Jackie. You got Jackie Chan.
What? He's like 70 years old.
He's also Indonesian.
Isn't that Asian?
I think it is.
That's in Asia.
But
somewhere.
he's not even. I don't even know what he is.
Jackie Chan?
What is
I
he?
thought he was Chinese.
He probably is. You don't know. He's Asian, right?
He's the next James Bond.
Well, I'm glad to see that our off-kilter rants about potentially racist subject matter hasn't changed. So we're back at it, baby.
We're back.
We're back at it.
Did you hear that there's going to be another superhero in Punisher?
No.
Like the Netflix series?
I understand. I thought you meant like inside Frank Castle,
It's going to be
like in his
right inside of
in
him.
his body.
Yeah. There's speculation that it might be Taskmaster.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Does he have a real skull for his face?
I doubt he will.
But like,
I think Marvel learned their lesson when they made Red Skull.
no. But I'm talking like the character in the comic books. I know
Oh,
I
yeah.
know about his abilities and like what he's able to do.
Right.
Kind of like.
But is that a real skull?
Does he have a skull head?
I think so. I think he's like Skeletor.
Huh. He is like Skeletor.
He's exactly Skeletor. Maybe Skeletor is going to be in the new Punisher.
Maybe Punisher is He-Man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all figured out now. We
There
cracked
it
the
is.
code. No, I did not know that, but that's cool though.
Yeah.
I would like that, especially with. Now, I mean, if they kept him close to his comic counterpart, they don't have to do the skull head,
No.
But I mean, like the guy who can mimic and like anticipate every move
Right.
to counter his opponent. That's a really cool character to have, and especially going against someone who's fairly ordinary, like Frank Castle.
He's super ordinary.
Yeah,
He's a plain Jane.
he's he's just.
He's a fucking psychopath.
What was I listening to? I don't know. I think about, you know what? I was watching a video by Anthony's Customs, right? And it was a review on a Punisher action figure.
Right.
And he was talking about the Punisher in a way that I thought was very strange for anyone to talk about, because he was saying that, he really liked the character of the Punisher as a kid because he didn't have superpowers, he didn't have like, claws coming out of his arms.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot web, blah, blah, blah. He's
a guy with a gun.
He was a guy with a gun. And he said that he felt that, hey, I could do that.
Jesus Christ.
Right? And I was like, that's kind of fucked up, man.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure he didn't mean it, like that.
I mean, he meant it. He said it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I mean, I could.
All those days being bullied in school.
Yeah.
I feel like I could be the guy with the gun.
Yeah. I hope kids don't look up to the Punisher like that. Did you?
No. I mean, I had Dolph Lundgren Punisher growing up. And I was like, fuck Dolph Lundgren. Because, I mean, he was Ivan Drago.
Right. Of course. He was an asshole.
Yeah. He was a villain in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was hard for me to separate him being Punisher.
Right. But I mean, did you read Punisher comic books?
No.
No. Okay.
I didn't care about the white boots, personally.
No.
Yeah.
Did you play the Punisher video game on NES?
I probably did.
You shot that sad sax player in the alley. He just crumpled up. You know what I'm talking about.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I liked Punisher as a kid, but I never wanted to be him because he didn't have superpowers. He just had guns.
Fuck him.
So I think that's a rational way to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, why in a world full of like Spider-Man and Wolverine would you want to be just a guy with a gun?
Yeah.
Unless you're an insane person like Anthony. But moving on.
What's next?
Anything. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah. I saw some rumors about Darth Vader being in the new Han Solo movie.
So yeah, that would make sense because it's, I mean, why not? More Darth Vader, right?
If you can put Darth Vader in a movie, fucking put him in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that we can see Darth Vader going forward, with the new episodes,
Right.
The new trilogy. So, and we definitely didn't get enough of them before. I mean, we only got a glimpse of them in the prequels. I mean, they kind of fucked up by doing the prequels in general and not giving us more Darth Vader, rather than the no scene.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, so
There's speculation. I mean,
do it.
hey,
Fuck.
fucking do it.
Hey, Disney, you got the money, man.
Give us more Vader.
Yeah, just make a Darth Vader movie.
My God. Wait,
Wait,
we
what?
had 3 of them.
Oh,
He hates sand
yeah, he does.
so much.
Could you imagine what if he got a grain of sand, just one granule of sand, just in that Darth Vader
Oh my
costume
God.
of his? Do you want to get into crank?
I think it's time to crank it up.
Ooh. The year was 2006. Crank it just hit theaters.
Number 3 in the box office.
Number 2 in the box office,
just above Wicker Man.
but just below Invincible.
That Mark Wahlberg movie I never heard of.
That came out a week prior, but was still somehow number 1.
It was Disney, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Disney has all the money, man.
Dude, could you imagine if Disney made Crank?
I really can't.
Wow, what if Disney just made everything?
Disney wasn't edgy back then.
Disney was edgy back then. They had pirates.
Oh, come on.
That was edgy.
Was it? Was it as edgy as Crank?
No, nothing's edgier than Crank. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. Do you want to just quickly?
Quickly?
Do you want to quickly go through Crank? Do you want to quickly go through? Did I just say quickly again?
I think you did.
All right. Do you want to run down the plot?
Just go. Jason Statham action movie.
Yeah. So Jason Statham stars as Chevy Chilolis, Chilios, and he is a hitman who is poisoned by Ricky Verona, who is just another hitman guy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's poisoned, and in order to survive, he has to keep his adrenaline high, and so he does pretty much anything that he can to keep his adrenaline pumping and his heart pumping.
Right.
Otherwise, he'll die as he goes through the city trying to find this Verona character to
find a cure.
Find a cure and kick his ass or whatever. So that's really it.
That's the whole movie.
That is the entire movie. That's
90 minutes.
Not even 90 minutes. It's 86.
There you go. Who's counting?
So yeah, and we got stars Jason Statham. We get star Jason Statham.
Yeah. Well, you got some cameos in there.
Yes, actually, yeah. We get some people. We got Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which actually at this point in his career, the second season of It's Always Sunny had just finished airing when this came out.
So he was already kind of known.
He was, yeah. I guess at that point, yeah. Second season they're starting to get popular.
Yeah.
Because they got Danny DeVito and such.
Right.
But he was still pretty unknown.
Yeah.
And then we also,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. We had the great late Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
And then nothing really matters.
Now, yeah. So R.I.P. Chester, you made it in a movie, and you were called Pharmacy Stoner.
Pharmacy Stoner.
That was his title.
That's a good title.
Yeah, and so then beyond those great actors, we had the once great Amy Smart. She was in it as well.
That was his girlfriend, right?
That was his girlfriend, yeah. Eve. She actually, it's a funny thing about her, as I was looking up her career beforehand, because, she was in Road Trip, Butterfly Effect, Win a Day with Tad Hamilton, Just Friends. And, at this point, her star was rising, fairly steadily from, 2000, because she was in Varsity Blues as well, just growing until 2006 when she made this movie.
Oh no.
And then the only other larger movie that she was in after this that was actual theatrical released was Crank 2 High Voltage.
Oh shit.
Yeah, where she reprised her role as Eve. So this kind of ruined her, and for good reason, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she got banged in the middle of Chinatown.
You don't come back from that. You can't be respected.
You don't think so?
No, you didn't know.
Man.
You wouldn't see a Scarlett Johansson doing that, or
ScarJo wouldn't do that.
No, that's something like someone trashy would do. That's
I'm trying to think of what's a movie where you get a really dirty sex scene.
It's like Demi Moore in Striptease. She never really came back from that. She had to do I think she had to do G.I. Jane maybe to
to try and be
to try to even it out. You know what I mean? Once you go like that, you can't.
You can't go full
getting banged in Chinatown against a phone booth or a newspaper machine.
Yep.
Anyhow, we can get into that when we get into it. But
I think we just got into it.
Well, we are into it. Aren't we? This is what we do, isn't it?
It is.
We just kind of sporadically talk about bits of the movie.
Yep.
Should we talk in order?
It doesn't matter.
There's no real order. We just talked about it.
Yeah.
That's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So the whole movie kind of plays out like a video game.
Yeah.
Very much.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% action.
Right.
You get no exposition in the beginning. It even starts.
Yeah, it even opens like a first-person shooter.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
cool. I wanted to comment. I actually wrote this down. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
He just walks into his living room and has a disc that just says "fuck you." Just so good.
Oh yeah. That was pretty. Yeah, I like that. And then, then it just goes from there.
Yeah, him just keeping his adrenaline up. So obviously he just does crazy shit.
Yeah, he watches the DVD, which then that's when Verona explains, "Hey, poisoned you. You're gonna die within an hour."
Yeah.
And he just keeps his heart pumping. And
he figures it out when he was driving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because he I guess so. Yeah, because he's
driving and he's pissed.
Yeah.
So he
his heart slows down, and then he has to then he's like, oh shit, I need to get there quicker. So I guess he pushes on the gas to speed up.
Yeah.
And then in doing so, that kind of brings his adrenaline up by speeding.
And that's when he went to Orlando's place, which was the black pool hall.
Right. The Sin City, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went in there, and then that's when it fully clicked. Mm-hmm. When he tried to snort the coke off the ground, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I'm going to say it probably a couple times, but some of the things he does to keep his adrenaline up,
right,
are just so excessive. And unless you're about to just die because you need to that something in your system.
Well, he is about to die.
Oh.
The whole time.
Is that what this movie's about?
Yeah.
What was that? Well, that's still no excuse to do coke off a bathroom floor.
I mean, why not? It's if you know it's gonna save your life.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
He couldn't ask for like a mirror and like chop it up.
I guess it's unfair to
He just ripped the baggie open and just snorted it.
Ben.
But then that scene followed with a great line.
I just wanted to thank you.
For
showing me what a narrow view I have, and not putting myself in the shoes of people who are just about to die because of strange Beijing cocktails, and that they need that coke off the ground.
Exactly. So don't judge him next time you see him.
If I see a junkie just like doing drugs in a fucking alleyway, I'd be like, he's probably about to die.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah. What was the line?
Yeah, so after the coke wears off immediately, that must have been some pretty bad coke. Not that I would know. So he's talking to his buddy Orlando.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think I know what I have to do. And he's like, his exact quote was, I need to kick some black ass. And immediately just starts a bar fight.
Yeah. Once again, like I said, excessive.
Yeah.
When they're fighting in the pool hall, right before they kick the door open,
right,
and they go outside, did you notice like the entire like side of the building like pushes out as if like
the
force of the fight is just so strong that it just knocks us out of the building.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Well, it's okay. So he goes to Orlando. That happens, and then he moves on. He gets away. Is this when he gets chased by the cops?
This is when he crashes and starts driving through the mall.
Right. He gets chased by the cops.
Yeah.
And then he pulls the Blues Brothers.
Yeah. The cops just can't drive.
I'm not going to lie, man, because this is also at this point, he's on the phone with his doctor finally because he couldn't reach him earlier.
Right.
Doc Miles, who's played by Dwight Yoakam. And he's telling him basically, like, you need to stay, just keep your body going. Tells him that he needs to get to the hospital, get some epinephrine.
Yeah.
And only take 1/5 of the vial.
Yep.
This will come in later.
Very important.
Very somewhat important.
Not important at all.
Nothing we say here is important. And so he's driving to the mall, and I'm going to turn myself up a little bit.
Do it.
I did. So he crashes his car, which, by the way, his car, through all the shit that it's been through, is like in perfect condition.
Pristine. It's pristine.
It's so good. And so he crashes his car and it falls sideways onto a escalator.
And it goes up.
And it was at this point like I just had to look away and close my eyes and just breathe, because I thought for just a moment that he was gonna ride the escalator in the car to the top, and it was just gonna topple back over, and he was gonna keep on driving.
You were preparing yourself for that moment.
Right. Instead, we got really shitty CGI of him like climbing up on the car and then jumping off, which, by the way, because that did look like CGI, right?
That was pretty bad.
But they said there was no CGI or wires used in the making of this movie, that all the stunts and everything were completely real.
Even what?
Yeah, I know. Bullshit, right?
Well, they also said he did all of his own stunts, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Including the climax. We'll get to.
Which is clearly not CG.
Clearly not? Okay, so he's in the mall, then he gets out of there, and then is this when he goes directly to the hospital at this point? Or no, he goes to confront...
No, this is when he gets in the cab.
He gets in the cab outside the mall. And he takes the cab to see...
He goes to the convenience store, gets a bunch of energy drinks.
Right. All the Red Star and energy. Rockstar.
Red Star Rock Bar?
Whatever it's
called.
Here's
a plug.
Yeah, there you go. What's for Rockstar?
He gets Rockstar and Red Bull, both of them.
He gets them everything.
He gets everything. A little bit of it all.
All right, so he goes to the convenience store. Then he goes to. Does he go to see Carlito at this point, or is this when he meets up with his buddy? Does he meet up with Kalo first?
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
he does one of these things.
He does one of these things. Because he goes to the pool first. He goes to the pool to meet up with Carlito, who's like the main, like, gangster overlord of this at this point, because he had killed Don Kim. That was the point too. He's supposed to kill Don Kim, and then when he supposedly did, that's why Verona and stuff are trying to kill him for whatever reason. Anyway, He goes to see him, and he have a meeting in a pool, and they're swimming. He jumps in the water.
They're swimming in the deep end,
Yeah, he just jumps in his
treading water.
Yeah, he's in his fully clothed, jumps in the water to like tell this guy we need to talk now. Why doesn't he just wait outside?
He needs to keep his adrenaline going.
That's the only reason why, isn't it?
Yeah.
So stupid. So they have a conversation in the water. I forget what about. Probably something stupid.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they talked about?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He gets a call from his buddy, Kalo, who's, by the way, Pedro.
Yeah, he was Pedro.
He was Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yep. I voted for him.
Yeah. I would vote for Kalo. Vote for Kalo.
Yep.
I would have.
So he was in this. Was he a cross-dresser?
He
Is
was-
that because they showed him at the gay club?
He wasn't cross-dressing. He was just, you
He
know.
was in drag,
He was just winking it up, I thought.
twinking it up. Is that a
Is that appropriate?
is that a is that a term?
It is now.
Twinking it up.
Do you think we offend people?
Hopefully.
It happens. So he's there. I mean, come on, whatever. He is what he is.
Yeah.
All right. He's a brave, beautiful, independent person.
He absolutely is.
He does a great job at it. So I guess he and Verona. He had seen Verona's brother go into some restaurant. So
Yeah.
he calls up Chev and he's like, "Yo, bro, get on down here.
Yep.
Verona's bros up in this hizzy." Look, I
That's an
didn't
exact quote.
write the script, okay?
Yeah.
So he goes there, blah blah blah, kills his brother. Which, by the way, man. So he cuts his bros. He cuts the guy's. Chev cuts the guy's hands off.
With a machete,
Yeah,
which is or hatchet.
yeah.
A butcher's cleaver.
Probably makes more sense because he was going through a kitchen.
Oh yeah, there's a cleaver in there.
Yeah. So he cuts his hand off, and he's still holding the gun, right?
Yep.
And then,
They fight.
yeah, they fight. Kalo shows up. Then the guy goes after him, and he's beating him with the trash can, right, for a very, very long time. I felt before
Yeah.
Chev comes over.
Blows his brains out.
Finally, by grabbing the hand that's holding the gun,
Yep.
and then why not just rip the gun away from the severed hand and then help your friend out, or why not just use the gun that's in your hand and smash the guy in the back of the head,
Nah.
so that way your friend's not just
Nah.
getting beat up.
Nah.
Because he just.
You know what? You just said it earlier, man. You didn't write the movie.
You're right. Oh wait, because everything he does has to be super excessive. He can't just do
Exactly.
things simply.
No, yeah.
Because if he was doing
be
things
boring.
simply, it'd be a 2-minute movie. Because he
Yeah.
would just drive over to Verona, and then fucking whatever.
Deal with business.
Yeah. So instead he doesn't. So
I thought it was great.
yeah. No.
I love using the guy's own hand still holding the gun to blow his brains out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. So after he kills his brother, he calls up Ricky.
Calls him up, tells him he's got a charm, like a necklace.
Yeah.
Ricky loses his fucking mind for whatever reason.
Yeah. His
Grandfather gave it to him, some
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of like calling people like cocksuckers and faggots.
Mhm.
A lot
A
of that.
lot of that coming from both ends.
Yeah,
Like.
literally.
You don't like you don't. I mean, I don't.
You didn't write the movie.
No, I didn't. But is there still like a lot of that in movies today?
No, not at all. I
No?
want to say a lot of that felt improv.
Yeah.
Like they were probably like Statham, talk on the phone, be pissed off, and say some derogatory shit.
You think that's just how he talks then?
He just calls people faggots.
Wow, you're saying that's a bold accusation to make about Jason Statham.
Hey Statham, if you got a fucking problem with it, you can email me
you think-
at roberthollister@gmail.com.
That is not. Yeah, go ahead. Please send all the emails to that.
Why don't you make that your email?
I don't
There's
know.
no way there's another Robert Hollister.
I'm sure there is.
You're probably the only one.
I'm pretty sure there's many Robert Hollisters. So, anyhow, at this point, he meets up with us. So, we'll talk about the hospital, and then we'll move on quickly throughout the rest, because after that, it's all just shoot 'em up anyway, right? Because we got to talk about the hospital stuff, right? Because that
Sure.
was all really bad.
You didn't like the hospital?
Okay. No, I didn't. Okay, what I didn't like about that. Okay, so he goes to the hospital to get the epinephrine, which whatever,
Right.
that's fine. That's when we run into Chester. He's
Yep.
in the pharmacy, and he tells him just use a nasal spray, bro. And then the security's onto him. He ducks into a room.
Right.
Now he changes into a gown.
Oh, yeah. Why did he change into the gown?
I don't know, as a disguise, but he's just carrying a gun. and
And they recognized him immediately.
he's a very unique looking fella.
It's Jason fucking Statham.
He's got his Pumas on. He's got
bald.
a gun. I mean,
He's jacked. It's Jason Statham.
right.
You're not going to confuse him for a hospital patient.
So I mean, I get maybe like his clothes are still maybe wet from the pool.
He was uncomfortable in his clothes.
Maybe. So, once again, who are we to judge the actions of others?
Especially when they need adrenaline to survive.
Especially when they've been swimming in a pool in their clothing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but he changes into the gown, which I guess, that's supposed to be a disguise. But why does he take his underwear off? Only so we can see his ass as he jumps around?
Get some Statham ass, man.
We saw a little bit of ass, but we didn't get the full moon, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow. This is unprofessional.
Way to go, pal.
I'm getting a phone call right now.
It's from anyone important?
No. No one has any idea when we're filming this.
Filming?
Oh my god. I'm freaking out.
Must be someone important.
I'm just going to ignore it.
Yeah, what's the idea?
Okay. I was going to answer it on the cast, but
Was it somebody cool?
we'll talk about it later. Jesus.
Yep. So,
All right.
yeah, we just don't get the full ass.
There's
Whatever.
no full Statham ass.
No.
I know you're disappointed,
Yeah.
but look, it wasn't meant to be.
No. But he does get the epinephrine.
He gets the epinephrine
Yeah.
from
Dennis.
from
From Dennis Reynolds.
Dennis just gives it to him.
Yeah.
After he paddles him too.
Oh, yeah. Once again, like I said, everything's excessive.
You gotta get the paddles, man.
Like, he can't just, hold a gun to some guy's head
Jesus.
and, get
I'm sorry about the phone.
and get enough adrenaline from that. He has to get paddled.
No, he's an assassin, man. Him holding a gun to someone's head doesn't give him adrenaline anymore.
Oh, my God, you're right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's just his job.
Once again, who am I to judge?
Okay.
So,
So he leaves the hospital.
does all that fucking epinephrine.
Oh, we skipped the part where he throws the cabbie out of his car,
Oh, yeah.
and so there's cop. Or no, this is right after the hospital. Okay, because the cabbie's waiting outside of the hospital.
No. This is outside of after he goes swimming because the guy, the cabbie won't let him in the car because he's wet.
Soaking wet.
So he just drags him out,
Yeah,
throws him to the ground.
and because he's being followed by security,
Mm-hmm.
he yells Al Qaeda,
Yeah.
and everyone tackles the cabbie as
Yeah.
he drives away.
It was 2006. It's a different time. But
Yeah.
was it really different?
Nope.
So he shoots up this whole vial,
Yep, the one he was only supposed to take a fifth of.
1/5 of. So he goes nuts, goes crazy.
And just runs.
Runs.
Goes for a nice long jog.
Dude, he just runs forever, man. With a boner, apparently,
Yep.
because he calls his doctor calls him.
He's like, you got a raging boner, don't you?
She's like, now I do, pal.
You faggot.
Yeah, 2006, baby.
That's when he goes to his girlfriend's house.
Yeah, somehow, after he gets the tracksuit somehow, then he goes to his girlfriend's house, which
Probably a
man,
deleted scene.
yeah, I guess so, man. And look, I wrote it down. Why? Where did I write it down? Even who knows? Oh yeah. So he goes and we meet Eve for the first time. Amy Smart's character. This is his girlfriend. And I don't even know. What's your point, man?
What do you mean?
Well, she's there for two reasons, which is one, to look good, which
She does.
I guess
She looks good.
Not so much.
Yeah.
She's got kind of a butter face, right?
I mean, you want to blame the end of her career on this movie. It's probably because she wasn't willing to put in the Hollywood work.
Oh.
Sorry, Amy.
Yeah. Not so smart, are we?
Oh.
Ooh. But no, she's there to look good, I guess, and then just be completely clueless.
Yeah, she's the clueless girlfriend.
She's like Mr. Magoo.
She doesn't know her boyfriend is an assassin. She thinks he's a game developer.
Yeah, which, come on.
Yeah.
And he's literally killing people around her.
Yep. And she doesn't notice.
Like I said, Magoo.
Yeah.
So they get together. They go have a boring lunch, which somehow he's able to survive.
He's still running off his epi shot.
Is he?
He burned his hand with a waffle iron too. Yeah, no.
Once again,
Who are you to judge?
you're right. You're right. But
Too excessive burning too.
man, I don't they're sitting there just having boring ass lunch.
Yep.
And how is he not just dying?
Well, he was.
I know he's always dying, man. Is that what you meant, or Usually, but when they go outside and they start arguing at this point, because she thinks like
Yeah.
he's giving her some line about like why he's leaving her.
Yeah.
And then they go outside and actually start to like argue.
Yep.
That's when his heart starts to slow down.
Yep. And then that's when there's almost a rape scene
It's pretty rapey, man.
at first.
It's pretty rapey.
Well, they made her character turn around. So he's like grabbing her and he's like, "Save my life.
Oh, okay.
Fuck me in the street." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Get away from me." She punches him. And then they just start kissing and she's like, "Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me in front of everyone," is exactly what she says.
I mean, she could have just been submitting to her, attacker at that point. Right?
What?
I don't know. I think it was very unsettling, that whole scene, I thought. It was supposed to be funny, but it wasn't.
It was kind of funny.
It was not. It was strange. It was weird. Anyhow, it was a weird scene.
All right. Hate the scene.
I don't hate the scene. I hate the movie.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Oh, whoa.
Are
you on the adrenaline right now?
I can't do this anymore.
I'm done.
I'm done. Walk out the door. Oh, man. Nah, it was just, whatever. And then, so what? At this point, it's just a shoot 'em up, right?
Yeah.
He goes to the warehouse.
Sorry, I got a little crazy there.
It's okay. Do you need to fix yourself?
I need an epi shot.
Oh, man. Don't we all? And it's just a shoot 'em up at this point.
Yeah.
Until finally they get...
Pedro dies for no reason.
Yep. Yeah. What? How do you even know he was connected?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, I guess he was still wearing the clothes from earlier that were covered in blood. I don't know why he just didn't go home and take a shower, but... Yeah, I mean, it's just everyone's getting shot, whatever. And then finally, the doctor, he meets up with Dr. Miles again.
Yep.
And he sets him up with a little bullshit thing to give him like an hour because he wants to, go out with
Exact
a bang.
revenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Which, man, like, he calls him up and he's like, "Look, I want the antidote. I'll trade you this medallion that earlier you told me to shove up my ass."
Somehow now
It
means the world.
near and dear to you.
Yeah.
But then when they meet up at the hotel, why were those women in Easter eggs?
Just to look good, man.
It was strange, right?
A little bit.
Anyway, but so at this, they meet up and they just immediately try to like inject him with more of this Beijing cocktail.
Right, well, just shoot him.
Why not just why even agree to meet up with them in the first place?
I don't understand the whole he was
Like
they're surrounding him and the guy goes through all the hassle putting gloves on, pulls the syringe out and he's like, "Hold him down. We got some more."
Right.
What?
Yeah.
All the guys you're telling to hold him down, just have one of them shoot him in the back of the head.
Yeah, and then
it didn't make any sense.
No,
but it was fine.
No, and so it's okay though because then he's crazy and he pulls out his finger gun.
Yeah, and starts pointing his finger at people, and then
everyone's like, "You don't have a gun."
And then one of the guys dies, and at first I'm thinking sniper.
I'm thinking like the movie, like that scene from The Losers.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's got a sniper in the other building.
No.
Instead, it's a whole gang of people right behind him that they somehow just didn't know were there.
It'd be like if I was just sitting right here right now, and you just pulled your finger gun out of me.
Yep.
And then I could just see right behind you over your shoulder, someone was aiming a gun at me.
Yep. And instead, they didn't see that.
And they were, because even after the guy got shot, it did the close up of the shooter's face.
Yeah.
And then did the slow pan out, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be like you said, across on another building.
Right.
And he's just right there.
Just right there.
Literally right there. So basically, there's a big shootout. Everyone's getting killed.
Statham chases
Verona.
Yep.
Kills Carlito by injecting him with the Beijing cocktail, which, by the way, just kills him immediately.
This is Chinese shit.
Yeah. So just kill, and then they go up in the helicopter, which, by the way, is completely real. And they fight in the skies. And then you can.
Yeah.
You want to take us out?
Yeah. This is to reinforce that they didn't use any CG in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out Ricky, who he's fighting in the helicopter, grabs him, and they both fall out of the helicopter. And he tells Ricky, I told you I'd kill you. And what does he do? He snaps his neck in midair as they're falling.
Yeah.
And then it's a nice close-up of him with his back coming towards the earth and he makes a phone call to his girlfriend, who of course goes to the answering machine, leaves a message, and tells her, "Sorry, baby." And it's literally like a 45-second scene, which is hilarious, and it's just this cheesy green screen behind him of just the ground slowly coming. And then he bounces off a car and lands on the road.
Yeah.
And blinks his eye, and the movie ends.
Yeah.
It's good shit. He did that stunt himself, just so you know.
I know, it's amazing.
No stuntman.
He just like you got one shot of this.
Yep.
Jason, I almost said John. You gotta
John
fall,
McClane.
You gotta fall and bounce off this car.
Fine. I got it.
You're gonna be injured by just having a little bit of blood on your face.
Yep.
Because he sustained no injuries.
Nope. He was fine.
I mean, besides burning himself with a waffle iron and then getting shot in the leg, which healed immediately.
He gets shot right in the leg and just kept walking like completely fine.
Yeah.
I think they forgot. Like as that action scene was going, I think they literally forgot that he got shot. To tell him to like limp a little bit at least.
I think maybe people are just afraid of Jason. They just don't want to tell him to do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wraps. That's the movie. Now
we cranked it up. By the way, this movie has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
I think that's a goddamn lie.
It's a good fair score.
There's a bunch of trolls out there that are just like,
the movie's good. It's so bad it's good.
all right, well, you know what? It's so bad.
Oh, I think that brings us into a segment of this show.
We seamlessly get into. This is gonna be.
This is so seamless.
I got my little cooler over here.
Look, you got a cooler.
This is professional, man. We're stepping it up now.
Yeah.
So we have to. I don't know how. I hope this doesn't kind of break your ears, people.
All right.
But if it does, then you're probably better off.
Yeah. This takes us into the next segment of the show, where we like to gripe about some things that we didn't really like about it, which Robert's been very, very keen on doing already. But we like to call this segment "Cracks the Can." See, that wasn't that bad.
We like held him like 5 feet away from the microphone. You got a couple you want to talk about? You want to start it up?
Well, we already talked about
Double fisting.
Damn, look at you, maniac.
Woo!
My main problem was the leg shot. We just talked about it. All right. For a movie this ridiculous and this crazy, you have to overlook a lot of things. So, because at first, I'm like writing shit down. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, I wrote.
Yeah, but as the movie kept going, I was like, you know what? It's supposed to be over the top. It's supposed to be ridiculous. So I had to just let pretty much everything go. I had a problem with the leg shot only because they made it a point for him to get shot in the leg.
Right.
And the next scene is him running.
Yeah.
Completely fine.
He's running down the ladder, even.
And that's why I really feel like that was something the filmmakers literally just forgot about.
Just completely overlooked.
Yeah. And so I was just like, I mean, other than that, not seeing full ass when he was in the gown. My God, that would have been so good.
So good. And you know, the thing with the getting shot in the leg is, because it was right after that, they got in the car, and then they drove.
You get a little car chase scene.
The little car chase scene. And then they go from there directly to see the Doc Miles. So he didn't have to go that long with his leg being fucked up.
Yeah.
Where they could have just shown it being completely fucked up. Because he could have gone to the doctor at that point, and he could have just patched him up, and then it would have been fine for the last climax for the climax. It would have been fine for his leg to be okay,
right? Because
he would have seen the doctor, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, see, my problem is that everything was just so damn over the top, and like
him. Your problem is the movie?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe I'm just not cut out for these kind of flicks, but not like. For me, it was that I feel that. Like, anything he did, all the things he did in this movie should have gotten him killed.
Like when he was standing on the motorcycle and flew into the tables?
Exactly. Yeah. That, you know, just, I mean, all the drugs he took, you know, I mean.
He's taking any and every drug he would come in contact with.
Yeah, I mean, because even the Doc Miles, old Dwight Yoakam.
He told him, your heart's going to explode.
Yeah, and he mentions when he finally has him on the examining table at the end, he's like, look, I'm surprised you're even still alive. You should be in a medical journal because your heart should have exploded at this point.
Right.
Because when he's doing, you know, he's taking the epinephrine, he's got the goddamn nasal spray, he's taking the paddles to the chest,
yep.
You know, cocaine, you know,
whatever that
energy drinks.
Cabby gave him at the end.
Yeah, whatever that was. And speaking of that, then he took a little nap in the car.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he have died?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It just doesn't make any sense.
God damn it.
No, so it's just everything should have killed him,
Yeah.
but
it's-
instead nothing killed him.
it's,
Not
it's
even.
Jason Statham.
Yeah, and we all know that not even the fall from the goddamn sky killed him because there's a second fucking movie that came out.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I guess it was 3 years apart, so that was 3 years of having to grieve
Ah, poor Chevy.
Chevy.
Chevy?
I don't know, whatever. But so that you got anything else you want to gripe on?
No.
No, because you love the damn movie.
I fucking thought it was great, yeah.
I'm just gonna gripe on that because that was pretty much. I had some other things I want to talk about, but we already discussed them. The hospital gown thing, and
Yeah.
you seem to like this movie. I think it's gonna be pretty obvious what you're gonna give it. But what is it, Ben?
This is a hard do.
Hard
Listen,
do.
I say hard do. Hard do.
Hard do, Ken.
Yeah, I say definitely if for whatever fucking reason you haven't seen Crank and you're listening to this, spoilers. But no, fucking fun movie. It's not an amazing movie. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
Uh-huh.
I think I would have had a much better time if I was slamming some beers with my bro.
Duh. Is that you again? Dude, come on. You put your phone in silent by now?
I mean, it's on silent. It's vibrate silent. I got fucking Mark Wahlberg calling me about his fucking 2006 movie of the fucking box office #1 hit.
Damn it. What a peak. You know, I'm gonna give it a do as well. Even though I did not, no, even though I didn't like the movie, and I thought it was just completely, I thought it was completely ridiculous. I did see it in theaters back in 2006, or yeah, when I was 21 years old.
And let me guess, you were having some beers with your bro.
I might have been, probably fucking stoned. I don't know, but I was probably like doing all the drugs, man. I was probably slamming Rockstar energy drinks and shooting cocaine.
Yep. And speaking of Rockstar energy drinks,
This episode's brought to you by.
Rockstar energy drinks.
But no, it's a good fun movie. I mean,
Yeah,
even it's
it is.
it's ridiculous and over the top, and it has like a lot of problems as far as like trying to like analyze it. As like, what. It's hard to look at and be like, real people would do this
Yeah, of course.
because it's completely ridiculous, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there are some good laughs in it.
But
So yeah, I give it a do,
there it is. Obviously, we're going into Two Dicks Picks.
which is where we we'll remind people because we have to apparently remind ourselves. We give recommendations, or not really recommendations, but we talk about things that we were checking out and
Yeah.
watching, reading, whatever,
All the things
experiencing.
that we're experiencing in life.
LSD, man.
Oh,
Fucking
shit.
getting high and seeing Crank in 2000. Turn your fucking phone off.
It's fine, man. You can't hear it.
I can hear it.
I can hear
I can
everything.
feel it, man.
All right. So what have you been watching?
Tick premiered.
Oh man,
TikTok.
it's TikTok.
Time for TikTok.
No, Tick looks fucking great, man. I still haven't caught it, but
Yeah, well, it just the full season just came out on Friday.
that's on Hulu, right?
It's on Amazon.
Or Amazon.
So
okay.
I can give it's on Prime. I can give you my information if you want to check it out because I'm gonna probably watch it. But
Why don't you just say it right now?
what?
Your information for Amazon Prime.
Oh, you mean my password?
That's
Q9
right.
Q9 or 517.
RobertHollister@gmail.com.
That's my credentials, everyone. So get it down now. But really, I haven't been checking out. I've been reading comic books and stuff, whatever.
Right.
But like nothing major. But something that we both. Wait, you and anything independently?
Independently?
Yeah.
Aside from like Rick and Morty, obviously,
Oh yeah, Rick and Morty, man, dude.
so good.
I mean, we're gonna potentially spoil this other thing, but that's fine. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones, and you fucking should die.
Jesus. You should...
You should make like Littlefinger, bitches.
Oh, spoiler. Yeah, he got fucked up.
I mean, he should have been fucked up more, I think. But
You know who else needs to get fucked up? Fucking Theon, dude. I'm so sick of him. Sick of that sad piece of shit.
Well, he's not sad anymore, Ben.
He got his groove back.
He grew a pair. Back.
But did he? Because he got kneed like 4 times.
Yeah, but no, he didn't physically grow balls back, but he
He ballsed up.
he balls
Ballsed up.
he balls up. He whatever. Game of Thrones ended this past
Sure
weekend.
did.
Um,
Ice dragons and everything.
But it's pretty good, man. I'm glad that the season ended the way it did. I was afraid it wasn't going to tie things together as
They
well
did a
as
good
it did.
job, yeah.
But they did a good job moving forward. I like how everything's turned out for the most part. Cersei, pretty good stuff, saying one thing, but then
Right.
being like, "You're an idiot, Jamie. Why would I help them?" And Jamie's like, "I'm too good for this shit," finally, and leaving.
Yep.
Then again, like you said, it would have
The
been nice.
Mountain should have crushed his fucking skull.
I thought she gave him. Did it not look like she gave?
No, she did, but I guess he needed like double confirmation because he pulled his sword out.
Uh huh.
Like when she gave the nod, sword came out, but I guess he was waiting for another nod
Like the two keys to.
to launch a nuclear warhead.
Who's the second key then?
It's just her second nod.
Oh.
She only gave one.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to do a double nod.
I see.
I don't fucking know. He should have pulled his sword out and just
These are
fucked him up.
No, these are this. You hear it here first, guys. This is a Two Guys exclusive. Right here.
Exactly what this
There's
is.
a double nod system in order to activate the mountain.
Spoilers for next season. The reason Mountain hasn't fucked anyone up in a long time, go back to the episode when he kills that random sparrow guy.
Just double nod.
Double nods.
Like a look, kind of a nod of acknowledgement and then a nod of kill.
Exactly.
Mm.
I'm jumping off Game of Thrones. I'm saying, like, what else have you been checking out?
Oh, that's it.
Nothing?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Like I said, just Defenders and that. Watched. You watched that damn.
Yeah, I was going to mention I'm Dying Up Here, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay. Yeah. I forgot.
Showtime show.
Yeah, I had watched the first couple episodes of that, but I haven't watched any more. But it was
You-
pretty damn good.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
I have to jump back into that because it was really good. I saw.
You get Bucky right in the beginning.
Yeah.
He's nice.
He eats it.
Spoilers.
Everything's a spoiler.
It sure is.
And then I started watching. I think I mentioned it to you. That show on FX or TBS, one of those stupid stations that showed the guest list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which like week by week, different like people
Yeah.
in a room. It's pretty okay. It's entertaining, but nothing to like get crazy about. Preacher, still watching that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I do need to check that out.
It's really good. The first season's like a lot of like introducing the characters, like getting like the whole like groundwork down. But then after that, it really just explodes and becomes pretty insane.
Cool.
So it's all pretty good. But not really. That's you. Anything else?
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, where can people find us?
This is how we wind it down. I just want to say that if you're listening and you had been waiting out, for a little bit, then I'm glad that you're back. I hope we're hoping to do this more on a regular basis than last time we were doing it, simply because we have the technology now.
We have the technology.
Well, we think so at least
Yeah.
until we listen back to it and we're like, it's all garbage still.
Yeah, we finally got around to buying some things that we needed to make this show happen,
Right.
and
properly.
hopefully it's not static and whatever it's been
That'd be fine.
for a long time.
Because that was I think the main issue, the main contributor to us like just stopping in general was just frustration from having to struggle every week to get a decent sounding show.
Right.
And there were some episodes that we just completely scrapped just because the last one we did after GoldenEye, we just scrapped completely because the sound quality was just so bad.
Yep.
And it just became, it was more work than it was fun. And, we want this to be fun. We want to enjoy it. We want, you people to enjoy it. And I think this has been fun.
What do you mean, you people?
I mean, all the people. And it's nice that we can hear ourselves now a lot.
Yeah.
Hear ourselves a lot.
It's good.
Yeah. But we're still out there. We're still out there. And
We're around.
We're around. We're still out there in the world of social media. You can find us on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel, which just is based static videos with the audio files, which you can find on iTunes anyway or on SoundCloud.
Yep. Everything is Two Guys with Four Eyes.
Mm-hmm. That's us.
That's us.
We're the two guys with the four eyes.
That's right.
And until next time, shake it easy.
God, you still don't hold the shake it easy.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. We'll leave it with that.